He is a Hall of Famer, no doubt, Volk, Dustin Poirier, but so is the man that he's coming up against, Max Holloway, as we take a look at our performance under pressure presented by steel blue boots established in comfort. An incredible journey to win and defend the featherweight title the way he did. You could argue Max Holloway's got a legacy to even match Dustin Poirier's, couldn't you?
Oh, 100%. Another fighter that's been, it feels like he's been around forever. I think, was he the youngest? I don't know if he was the youngest, but he came in at a very young age and he's been at the top for so long. And then we talk about half of his fights being title fights or massive fights. Some of the biggest fights that the UFC have to offer. It's just two guys that are just have incredible careers, incredible, I guess, human beings and fighters going at it this weekend. So it's pretty cool. I love seeing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and great insight as well, because Volk, Max has spent more time in the octagon with you than he has with anybody else and vice versa. Tell me, from your point of view, what makes Max the champion that he is?
Oh, man, just his composure, his belief in himself goes a long way. Like, when you have that sort of belief in yourself, yeah, there's a composure that comes with it while you're in there. You know, when there are problems you're facing, you know, that confidence and belief in yourself to just work around them is always going to do it, because that's the same guy that turns up in the gym.
Yeah.
So if there's a problem in the gym, he's going to solve it. And the same comes fight time, which I feel that's helped me through my career, and I believe the same with him. Which brings me to what I want to chat about is he's coming off the first knockout loss ever.
Yeah.
Not many people can bounce back from that. Like, well, a lot of people change after that. But there's only very few that can bounce back in a positive way. And I know he's one of them. So I know he's going to be the type of guy that will make the right adjustments or come back not only the same guy he was, maybe even look better. Like, you might see Max even better. I think he is that type of guy that could come back, you know, with the bounce back, not only bounce back to where he was, which is already incredible, bounce back even more than that, which, you know, it'll just show. If he does that, it just shows you how good that bloke is.
Well, it's good that you bring that up, because do you feel like he does have what it takes to capture that gold at 155, keeping in mind the bloke that currently holds the belt was the guy that knocked him out last time?
Oh, yeah, of course. You know, look, Ilya's always going to be a hard matchup for anybody, right? He's always going to have that chance to knock you out. But what would have Max learned from that? We'll see this weekend. Because if Max comes out and then improves himself, I think, you know, that's probably going to be even tougher fight for Ilya next time they face, right? Because you know, now Max is probably going to find a safer approach because he's still really good with his movement. Again, I talk about that confidence. He probably was backing his chin, taking more risks. Maybe he won't take as many risks, but we'll see if him not taking as much risk this weekend works for him. If it does, that probably benefits him moving forward. Well, we will see. Like I said, it's going to be a big question to see, how does Max bounce back? I believe he will bounce back in a big way, but let's see. We just need to figure that out. And then moving forward, we'll know. We'll have a lot more information moving forward.
Well, let's get the thought of Max himself. So here's my conversation with a man they call blessed. Max, it's always great to have you on the show. How have you been?
I've been great, brother. How you been, bro?
I've been tremendous. Now, Max, this is almost uncharted territory for you now after the last loss. Can I ask, what's been the mentality for you moving on from that disappointment into this next chapter?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can't spill over, you know, cry over spilled milk. I came back from losses, many losses. This ain't no different, you know. Yeah, I got stopped in the last one. It was the first time for everything, I guess, and we see what happens, you know. I'm focused. That fight is so long gone in my mind, I don't care. You know, it was on to the next. And like I said, I'm here to make people, you know, remind people, because people are forgetting who I am. So I got to go out there and remind them who I am.
I don't think anyone will ever forget who you are, Max, but you did ask to be removed from the featherweight rankings. How are you feeling physically moving up to 155 pounds?
I feel great, man. I mean, yeah, it made no sense. It made no sense that they just kept me in that rankings. I announced right after that Ilya fight that I was no longer going to go back down. I was going to stay at 55. So I'm glad they did that. You know, there's new guys in the division, especially in that division, that can shed some light. And me holding up the #1 spot made exactly like no sense to me at all. So I'm glad they fixed that. But at 55, it felt great. I don't know if you follow my YouTube, but I be talking about ramen diets, and that's what was on this last fight, man. Life's good here. I mean, fight week is good. I mean, you can see in my face, yeah, I'm skinny, but when we was going down to 45, I was like almost skeletal.
Well, you certainly look a lot better now, Max. And you are one of the greatest to ever do it. But as is the man that you're coming up against this weekend for a third time, Dustin Poirier, in his final fight. Tell us a little bit about your rivalry with Dustin and the respect that you have for each other as combatants.
I got nothing but love for Dustin, man. He introduced me to the UFC as my first fight. We did an interim title, and now we're here. It sucks that I got to be the guy, but he took two of my winning streaks. I'm going to take his retirement fight, and I think we can call it even.
Max, your achievements in this sport have been so impressive, and your record shows it. I mean, I mentioned the stoppage loss that you had to Ilya, but the only other time that you were stopped was that fight that we just saw against Dustin way back at UFC 143. You met again at UFC 236. Max, can I ask, what has been the difficulty in overcoming somebody like Dustin, and what do you need to do differently to get the result this weekend?
I mean, he's just an animal, and I'm expecting the best Dustin there is come Saturday night, because this is his last dance, like he said. So I can't wait, man. I can say this, I can say that, but everybody's favorite line that I was saying from the last fight is, "We'll find out Saturday night," and that's what we're gonna do. And tune in and don't miss it, because it's gonna be a fun one, man. If you're trying to get people into the UFC, this is a fight, man. A lot of people like to claim me as your fighter's favorite fighter, your favorite fighter's favorite fighter, and Dustin is cut from the same cloth, man. So tune in and enjoy the fireworks.
We're seeing from these highlights here that it was an absolute firefight the second time you fought. Is that what you're predicting in this bout coming up this weekend?
For sure, 100%. It's his last fight. He's gonna leave it all there. But like I said, he's right into the sunset. I'm not. I'm trying to get an undisputed title shot. So I'm going to go out there. If it's a firefight that he wants, it's a firefight you're going to get. Or if I go out there, I can have my way for 4 rounds, 5 rounds, and, have that last little 10-second showdown, so be it. But at the end of it, at the end of 25 minutes or however long the fight goes, I'm going to get my hand raised.
Well, Max, you naturally received a lot of attention for that incredible moment where you pointed to the ground against Justin Gaethje and just brawled with him. But there's actually been like a recurring feature of your fights throughout your career. Of course, you did it against Ricardo Lamas, against Volk, and in that fight against Dustin Poirier. I did want to ask you, to send him off, will you offer Dustin that infamous Max Holloway point to the ground in Louisiana?
I mean, 100%, man. Like I said, me and Dustin are cut from the same cloth, and he's just an animal. I wouldn't be surprised that he does it. He beat me to the point down. He does it in 11 seconds. That's just the type of guy he is. So if he does it, I do it. I know we're both going to agree, and sit down tight, hold on, get to the edge of the seat, because something spectacular is going to happen.
Absolutely. 2 legends of the sport going at it. We can't wait to see it. Just lastly, Max, I mentioned the loss to Ilya to Poirier. He has moved up as well to 155 pounds with you. I imagine you're chasing that rematch. How do you foresee a second fight against the two of you going?
I mean, we just gonna have to find out, right? Get that second fight, So at the end of the day, it is what it is. A lot of people... I've seen a lot of people, I see the internet, I see a lot of people talk. I hear the murmurs of being like, "Oh my God, he's trying to get away." I wasn't trying to get away. I mean, I was the most happiest man alive when I heard him and Charles was booked, especially a couple weeks before my 55 fight, just because I have history of both of them. If I go out there, I have a 300 moment. Who's to say I'm not the next in line? And if I go out there, have a great performance to get. I mean, one more fight, then we're back in there, So I want to chase history. I want to be a double champ. I want to be the double champ, undisputed double champ. And he's the goal, If he's there when he's there, then so be it. If not, we can still run that back, because I need that one back.
Max, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. All the best this weekend, my friend. Go well.
Thank you, brother. You have a good one.
We're off to a short break here on Fox Sports. Stay with us right after this. We're going to delve into the fight specifics a little bit, and Volk's going to reveal his pick. We're back in a moment.